Everybody, Moo here. The January 2020 leaks have arrived, and I hope your holiday season has been going spectacularly well, and I hope it continues this week as we roll into the new year 2020. This is going to be the first batch of Tsum Tsum we are getting in 2020. And as always, make sure to get on our Reddit and leave a big thank you. This time, these were not posted by Jedi Luke. You can tell they have been sourced a little bit differently as well. The person who released these leaks is Vane is my name. So make sure to leave a thank you to this person. It's always nice to get the data mined images so we can talk about it, see what's exciting, see what's good and what is not, what you should get, what you should avoid. All those wonderful things. Now, on the subject of data mining, I have a request. If any of you viewers out there know how to extract these files from an APK file that is not on a rooted phone. If you have a rooted phone, it's easy to get the stuff from the APK files. But if you know how to do it without having a rooted phone, because I'm not in a position to root my phone, please get in touch with me, leave a comment in the comment section below or send me a message directly. I would like to know so I can take control of our destiny as far as the leaks are concerned. I can just data mine my own stuff and work on a new presentation that I have in mind for these leaks videos, all that good stuff. Anyways, I'm not going to ramble too much about that. If you know how to do it, if it's even possible, that is, because you might need to actually be connected to the Disney Tsum Tsum servers in order to view this stuff, in which case, you know, it's not that easy, but let me know. As far as the event is concerned, you can see we're getting a lot of new Tsum Tsum, you know, Pastel Flounder, Pastel Ariel, you know, we're getting a lot of the Toy Story 4 Tsum Tsum, most of which are very good. In fact, the Tsum Tsum we're getting in January are all average to above average. There's no real one that's kind of a dud, and that is good news. So let's start with the Little Mermaid Tsum Tsum. Pastel Ariel and Pastel Flounder are both slightly above average. What do? They're both burst type Tsum Tsum. Ariel hits in the mid 30s, Flounder hits in the low 30s. So Ariel's going to be a little bit stronger. You can probably expect on average 4,000 to 5,000 base coin return from her ability, and of course Flounders is going to be a little less. There's always going to be those 99th percentile type games when you're getting a lot of Tsum Tsum and everything's going your way. You're getting a few time bubbles on top of all that, and you're going to be able to squeeze out 6,000 to 7,000 base coin. But those are not going to be the average. So they're very decent. You can't go wrong, especially if you get at least a few copies. And if you like playing with them, if you like their animation, which is kind of cute, I have to say, you know, I have to get on the Japanese server and look at it because I don't think I've actually played most of these. So a lot of the videos I'm going to be doing, the gameplay videos for these, is going to be new for me as well, which is very exciting. So Flounder, very much the same kind of thing. Burst type Tsum Tsum. Again, he hits in the low 30s, so you can expect marginally lower results from him, but either of those two are going to be all right. So let's move on to the Toy Story. Hammy, the ham, the pork, is going to be your best coin earner this month. I figured we'd start with him. He is also burst type Tsum Tsum, but has a pretty high coin multiplier, and when he's running across the screen, make sure to tap him. He's going to hit for a little bit more, and you can expect to get a pretty decent amount of coin out of him. If you're new to the game, if you don't have a top 10 coin earner yet, the Hams is going to be a good bet for you to kind of invest some resources when he is available in that premium box. And if you have the funds and you can get him all the way up to SL6, is going to be worth your time for sure. Bo Peep is also very, very strong. RNG is a little bit, well, I don't want to say more extreme because it's not too bad. Essentially, what happens is when she is on screen and you activate her ability, you get the special Bo Beeps that activate, and when you link them, they clear surrounding Tsum Tsum, but the radius with which they clear the surrounding Tsum Tsum is actually quite large, so it is entirely possible for you to clear the entire screen every time you activate her ability. That's where kind of the RNG factor comes in, where I wanted to say it's extreme, but I mean, if you have quite a few of her on screen, or, you know, not even, maybe like 6 or 7, you can definitely get some ridiculously good games I'm talking 6 or even 7,000 base coin. Of course, those are not going to be averages. The RNG factor is still there. It's not as extreme as I'd like to say, but it is still there. So very, very good. Also good for score, because when you clear 40 plus Tsum Tsum repeatedly, you know, those long chains really add up on your score sheet as well. The bunny. A bunny is, I like to say, a little bit below average. Probably on par with the video we just did the other day with Gadget. A very low, maybe mid to high 20 clearing, so not the best, especially when it's sitting right beside Hams, who can get, you know, basically double that. So if you are going to target someone for coin, make sure you get that Ham. Again, can't stress that one enough. The other one is going to be Forky, who is not particularly good for coin. Essentially, what happens when you activate the ability is the Forkies get off of the screen, and if you're using the 5-4, essentially you're left with only 3 types of Tsum Tsum, which means if you're a decently fast player, you have a good phone that can handle the refresh of the Tsum Tsum very well, you have only 3 types of Tsum Tsum, which means you can make a lot of those 9 to 16 chains, potentially get a lot of time bubbles, and get a decent score, prolong the game for quite a bit of time. But of course, as a result, the coin are going to suffer because there's no long bursty type chains that you can get from Forky that will boost your coin earnings. That being said, it is a kind of a fun Tsum Tsum. It might come in handy for the events and the missions. If you need a particular length of chain or whatever, he is of course going to make that easier for you. If you need time bubbles or any of those things, not too bad. So those are basically the new Tsum Tsum we are getting. Again, almost all of them are very good. You have a few that are mediocre, like Bunny, but for the most part, you can't really go wrong. If you are playing the lottery, if you are trying to get the Hams, the pork, and you happen to get a bunch of copies of these other ones, it's not a devastating loss. Like, say, if you had Prince Charming in the mix or something, like that would be much, much worse. As far as the select boxes go and the capsules, we have a couple really good ones. As you can see, the capsule that's on screen right now, you get 3 copies of Beast, 3 copies of Scrooge. Again, if you don't have a huge amount of coin ready to invest in getting Ham, or the Porky as I like to call him, that capsule is going to go a long way as far as your coin earners are concerned. 3 copies of Beast is huge. Beast is still a top 10 coin earner in this game, and Scrooge is also very, very strong as a coin earner. And if you've done the Scrooge events when he first initially came out and he kept appearing in the capsules and all that, if you still need a few copies, there's 3 in this box as well. The other box is more geared towards Tsum Tsum that are useful for events. Rex is pretty good for that. Miss Bunny makes a lot of bubbles. You know, Thumper is very good if you don't have a Tsum Tsum that charges really quickly and you need one of those Tsum for a mission where you need to use a skill like 12 times in one game or like 20 times in one game. You're going to be able to do that very easily with those ones. Officer Judy Hopps is also quite useful. Decent coin earner at that. And all in all, you know, Alien is decent as well. Simba's decent for coin as well. Officer Nick is also quite good. So you can't go wrong with either of the 2 capsules. And of course, if you do have the funds, make sure to buy them out so you get those skill tickets. Very, very precious currency, especially if you are new to the game and you still need to max out certain Tsum Tsum. Those skill tickets are going to help out a lot because, as you know, you can target them at the Tsum you want and you get 1 Tsum's worth of skill added to that Tsum. So huge, huge, huge advantage. As for the select boxes, you can see we're getting a Merida. Top Scare Sully is quite good for coin. Carl is quite good. Buzz Lightyear is very, very good for many different reasons. In fact, I really like the way he plays as well. Very flexible. Lets you do all kinds of things. Bubbles, time bubbles. He's kind of an all-around good Tsum Tsum. Not amazing, but he does everything relatively well, which can come in handy again for the missions, all that good stuff. And what else is in that one? Excuse me. We also get Happy Mike, which is quite nice as well. Lightning McQueen is one of my favorite. Woody is not that good because Sheriff Woody is truly the sheriff of the coin earning town. And as far as the other box goes, as you can see, we're getting Cinderella, Happy Rapunzel. I mean, I just posted a video with getting 128 or 29 million score with Cinderella on an Android phone. So she is still the #1 scorer in the game. Happy Rapunzel's really good. Romance Ariel's decent. I like Snow White. Very flexible. If you know how to pop the dwarves and the timing, you can definitely get some really good results. Definitely make a lot of time bubbles. You can get some decent scores with her as well. Jasmine is pretty good. Basically a souped up version of Gadget. You can definitely get better results with her, in my opinion, which is why I always recommend her as a top 10 Tsum Tsum to beginners to the game. Very easy to play, quick to charge, decent amount of coin, decent amount of score, very fluid. You don't have to worry too much about re-entering Fever Time because, again, the fluidity of the game and the speed with which you charge her ability isn't going to leave you hanging too hard for too long. And Moana is quite possibly the best bubble generator in the game. Of course, you've had one of those missions that require you to create X amount of score bubbles. Moana's going to do that for you. You can probably make like 200 per game. So instead of having to play like 5, 6, 7 games to get that mission complete, you can do it in one mission. That's the biggest advantage to having some of these Tsum Tsum. You're saving yourself a lot of time and getting those juicy rewards a lot quicker. So that is basically going to wrap it up for me. As you guys know, the events are basically the same. You do the missions, you collect your points, all that good stuff. And yeah, this time it's going to be another sticker book. So have fun with that. Have fun with the score challenge. Get those level up tickets. All that wonderful. Oh, and the pins, of course. There's a platinum pin this time around as well. And so do get all of those things. And good luck with targeting the Tsum Tsum you want. If you have any questions about any of them, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be very happy to answer. And again, if you do know, or if it is even possible to extract these images from a static APK file that isn't on an active phone with an active connection to the DTT servers, do let me know. I would very much like to take charge, full charge of the creation of these videos. That'll be helpful for me and for basically everyone that watches these videos. So that's gonna do it for me. Happy New Year. I wish you guys all the best, as always, with all, everything that I normally say. I mean it, all the best with your school, your work, everything that you do that brings value and meaning to your life. I wish you the best. I'll see you for the gameplay videos very soon as we roll into 2020. Thank you so much for your likes, your subs, and your viewership. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.